Glancing quickly at the collection, one caught my attention. "Is that you?" I asked Jim. He laughed and said, somewhat shyly and with pride, "Yeah, that's me." Back at the table we sat together. My heart raced. I squirmed uncomfortably while sweating. We talked about the books on leadership that we admired. We spoke of writers who'd moved each of us. Jim spoke of the things I'd written, the questions I'd asked people to consider. "I love your simple, powerful questions like, 'What is work?'" he said. I was pleased but still nervous. My eyes darted between the two of them. Hollis had a hand on a large stack of papers. My work, old blog posts, and an interview or two. "I love the way you provoke people. You get them to think differently." As I looked from one to the other and back again, an insight struck me. "Wait, you don't want me to write a book of advice about the 5 things every entrepreneur should know about leadership?" Then, and this will surprise no one who really knows me, I burst into tears. "Oh no," said surprised Hollis while looking to Jim. "Not at all. We want you to do your book." They wanted me to write the book I was supposed to write. My book. My initial relief was quickly replaced by terror. I understood immediately that the excavations necessary to make sense of these intertwined and interdependent truths, that leadership requires an authentic and vulnerable dive into the wrecks of our lives, would force me to grow in ways I hadn't bargained for. After I started writing and began experiencing all sorts of uncomfortable memories and revelations, a dear friend warned, "Writing this book is going to kick your butt." So it went, and so it still goes. The personal challenge didn't stem from coming to grips with writing well about the how of leadership. The challenge stemmed from the demand I'd placed on myself to show up fully, bravely, and to look inward without looking away. While it is true that to lead with depth, resolve, congruency, and resilience, you must have the faith to look inward, it is equally true that to speak of such things without being willing to reveal your own actualization, your own journey into adulthood, would be hollow and empty. Hollow and empty would not suffice. Turning the pursuit of purpose, mission, and leadership into the means to discover the adult lurking within us requires that we show up with a radical authenticity. That "we" includes me. To live up to the belief that the pursuit of leadership requires a pursuit of growing up, we must be willing to work with that which arises in the pursuit. This includes that which arises when we take our seat as a CEO, an author, or simply as ourselves, as we were born. I wouldn't ask you to do something that I am not willing to attempt myself. Perhaps my touch hasn't been as light, deft, and skillful as I would have liked. Perhaps in my rush to share and grow, there's a weightiness to my words that I didn't consciously intend or wouldn't have chosen. Perhaps you'd prefer that I told you how to do the job rather than ask you why you'd like to do the job in the first place. Perhaps then I frustrate you. If so, forgive me. Sometimes, as my daughter Emma once observed, I ask the questions you'd rather not answer. Sometimes, though, my wish to elevate the darkness to the realm of the stars gets the better of me. The formula. As often happens, I hit upon the insight I needed when I wasn't searching for it. A few years back, I was pacing the room, thinking about the talk I was about to give. There were 30 people in stiff, uncomfortable chairs. As usual, my t-shirt was mildly sweaty. As usual, I was shoeless, discalced. I was struggling to explain coaching, struggling to explain why it was that, to help people lead well, I was pushing to help them know themselves better. They were leaders, each of them. Some came from established organizations and were in the middle of